Hey friends, Guy here. Today we are talking about one of my favorite movies of all time. This is called Mystery Men. And if you've never heard of it, well, you are in for a treat. So, do you like the Avengers? Because you know what? This is kind of like the Avengers. Well, it's kind of more like the Great Lakes Avengers, if you know what they are. You know what? That's too nerdy for you normal folks. I shouldn't say dumb references like that. But you know what? I'm going to. This is about one of the worst superhero teams to ever grace the silver screen. The Mystery Men. They're not the true heroes, okay? They're not the Avengers. They're like, well, you know that movie with Will Ferrell, The Other Guys? They're like the other guys. And that's kind of what's fun about this, you know? It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's really simple. I got it on DVD here. No extras this time, though, as this was a used case. But you know what? Let's go into it a little bit. Why is it fun? Well, this was a superhero movie before they were cool. It's kind of in shambles. It's pretty stupid. But you know what? It just works. It's really fun. It's just a fun story about a group of dudes and ladies that, you know what, they're trying to make a difference. They're trying to help people, but they're really terrible at it. And you know what? I think that's relatable for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's talk about the plot. Basically, we open on this like dark city, picture like New York or like Gotham or whatever. We open up on like a supervillain, like a villain team trying to rob the elderly. Our guys try and break it up. They don't do a very good job. Ultimately, the day gets saved by the real good guy, who is, he's a minor player because this isn't about him. We get introduced to the real good guy, who then ends up getting in some trouble, and our team has to go help him out. And I don't want to spoil too much because it's just a really fun movie. But you know what? Let's just say disco ain't dead because they fight some disco guys, and that's pretty fun, I think. But you know what? Let's talk a little bit more about fighting. And by fighting, I mean, you know what? This is a superhero movie, America. Let's talk about powers. Because you can see there's like 7 people on here. That's a hell of a team right there. That's like Justice League level of members. So they all must do different things, right? Of course. They all must have amazing superpowers, right? No. So, let's start out with this fellow right here. This guy right here, he's the invisible dude. I don't remember his real name. But you know what? His whole power is that he can turn invisible. But only when nobody is watching. And yes, that comes up. There is this lady right here. There's the bowler. She has a bowling ball, right? And inside of the bowling ball is her father's skull. And yes, she talks to it. It's weird. This guy has the power of farts. Moving on. This guy can make a gun basically fall apart and disassemble in your hands. Also, he speaks in riddles and he like mentors everybody. He's weird. He's called the Sphinx. Here's one of my favorite guys. This guy's called Blue Raja. He's doing a weird thing with like India and the United Kingdom. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. All I can tell you is that he does not have any blue on his costume and he throws forks at people. So pretty cool. This guy right here, you might recognize. That's William H. Macy. He was in that show Shameless and a bunch of other really good stuff over the years. He plays the shoveler. His whole power, well, I don't really mean power, but you know, his whole thing is that he can use a shovel real good. Yep, that's his whole thing. That's his shtick. And then we get to our main guy right here. This is Roy. He is a fiery, angry man. And his power is that he gets too angry. But you know what? At the beginning of the movie, what we see is, well, you know what? I don't want to spoil stuff. It's just really fun. You know what? Check it out. Ben Stiller, he's been in a bunch of crazy good stuff. It's just a really fun movie. It's really easy. Why should you watch it? Well, because it's fun, of course. I'm only going to recommend you stuff that's fun, gang. And you know what? Let's do another plug while I still got a few minutes here. Well, when I got less than a minute here. Let's talk about your local library. This is a DVD. You can also find Blu-rays at your local library. You can also find games at your local library. You can find audiobooks at your local library. And it's all free! Come on, check it out. You know what? You got nothing to lose, okay? This is a simple way to save money. It's a simple way to have enjoyment in your life on a budget. You know what? You can be baller on a budget, and that's kind of sweet with DVDs. Anyway, this has been my 5 minutes. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good night.